ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Cage Review, and I am going to review the Microsoft presentation at E3 2018. I have done EA, which I thought was the worst, Sony, which I thought was the best, and now Microsoft, which I think is the second best. Microsoft had a very, very solid presentation. I have always been a Sony guy ever since coming back into gaming. I've never had anything against Microsoft or Xbox. It literally comes down to the games for me. That's literally all it is about. I feel like Sony has the better games. And when you're dealing with better storylines and better character development, things like that, I'm sorry, Sony just takes it hands down. But what I liked about Microsoft in their presentation is not only did they show some of the new games that are coming out that look very, very good, but they also talked about how they're incorporating other game developers into their fold. They're going more into the IPs, the Microsoft exclusives. And this is where Microsoft has really failed and Sony has excelled when it comes to gaming. Microsoft is learning their lesson, and they demonstrated that at this conference. I feel like they did a very good job. Now let's talk about some of the games that they announced. Halo is probably their biggest game franchise, and this is where I think they fell short a little bit. They had a very brief video package, and it really didn't have anything to do with Halo other than you saw, I guess, Master Chief. I don't know, I haven't played the games because, like I said, I'm a Sony guy. He drops his helmet and that's it. That's all you got. Their biggest game. And the comparison, and the reason I say Sony did a better job at E3 than Microsoft, is because Sony had some big name games and you wanted to see something about these games, and they delivered in a big way. You got to see an extended look of The Last of Us 2, you got to see an extended look of Ghost of Tsushima, Death Stranding, Spider-Man, Days Gone, and here you have their biggest game franchise and you get a 25-second snippet that really doesn't show you anything. And that's where I think they come in number 2. Overall, their presentation was very, very good. Cyberpunk, that trailer really caught a lot of people's attention, including mine. It looks very good. Now, I'm going to say that it won, I think, Best of E3 on IGN and a lot of people's minds, actually. I didn't feel that way because it was a 30-second trailer. I mean, it showed a lot of cool stuff, and I did love it. I really did. It looks like an amazing game, and if I could ever get my hands on it, I probably will. But having said that, again, when you go into the presentation of your game, you're getting 5, 10, 15-minute looks of these games from Sony, these things that people want to see, and by comparison, I have to elevate that. But like I said, they did some really, really cool stuff. Dying Light 2, Cyberpunk, I really liked. They had actually my first look at Kingdom Hearts because I watched everything out of order, and I really liked their presentation for Kingdom Hearts. So I mean, they did a great job presenting some games. They did a phenomenal job, and I have to give them all the credit in the world, like I said, for getting these new developers into the fold and working on these new independent games and working on stuff specifically for Microsoft and Xbox. I think that's the right thing to do, and I think that it's going to pay them off in big dividends down the road. And it could potentially put them really in the number 1 spot as a game system again. Now, if that happens, hey, I have all the love in the world for them. I'd probably go get an Xbox One or whatever comes next myself. So I thought it was a very good job overall. I was very happy with some of the trailers. I did think that with a couple of their games, especially big name games like Halo, they should have done a little bit more with, and I think that would have maybe tipped the scales, in my opinion. But in my opinion, second place overall at E3, Microsoft. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. My name is Kevin Jankowitz, Cage Nation, out.